Hey, I'm Mike Tillman with the Florida Public Archaeology Network, and today I'm going to take you on a video hiking tour of the Yellow River Water Management Area. Water management areas are areas that are managed by the state of Florida, and they're established to protect one of Florida's most important natural resources, and that is our waterways. One of the really important uses of these waterways that we have numerous archaeological sites for was the timber and lumber industry. During the American territorial time period, so from 1821 to 1845, there were almost 40 water-powered mills in West Florida. These water-powered mills were basically run by flowing water. These bodies of waters like the Yellow River or the Blackwater River would actually power some machinery that was used to power things like saws that would cut timber into boards that could then be shipped all around the world. By 1850, over 18 million board feet of lumber were shipped from the port of Pensacola every year. And in fact, by the 1870s and 1880s, Pensacola was the state's #1 exporter of lumber. Now, one of the water-powered mills that were in this area of the Yellow River Water Management Area was called Milligans Mill. And before the railroads were able to ship timber that were being cut in this area, one way that they were able to transport these logs was by using the river systems. In fact, we know the Milligans Mill in the beginning, they would cut trees in this area and then actually float them down the Yellow River in through Pensacola Bay to get it to Pensacola and Milton, so then it could be cut on sawmills there. There are some remains of the Milligans Mill site within this area that have been documented and are recorded as an archaeological site. But one of the negative outcomes of all this use of timber was deforestation. This area was known widely for longleaf pine. One of the most important ecosystems that we had was the longleaf pine ecosystem. Now, the logging and timber industry and development drastically changed the landscape. So now a lot of the pine trees that we see today around this area are things like slash pine or loblolly pine. They're used in the turpentine industry, but also they were used to make pulp for things like paper products, including things like toilet paper. The longleaf pine was prized for being used in building of homes and even in shipbuilding. But most of the areas of this virgin longleaf pine ecosystem by the early 1900s had been completely deforested. Only about 2 or 3% of the original longleaf pine ecosystem exists today. However, over the past few decades, there's been a lot of efforts to replant this longleaf pine ecosystem. Areas like the Biophilia Center in Freeport to try to restore this once dominant ecosystem.